September 14th, 2023. A confidential internal memo circulates through the encrypted servers of the Dearborn headquarters, a digital paper trail that would soon become the smoking gun in one of the most catastrophic engineering failures in modern automotive history. The subject line was innocuous, a string of alphanumeric codes referring to the 10R80 transmission and the 3.5-liter EcoBoost Cam Phasers. But the contents were a death sentence for the reputation of America's best-selling truck. We are looking at a quality control collapse so severe, so systemic, that has forced Ford Motor Company to set aside not millions, but billions of dollars in warranty reserves, effectively wiping out profit margins and sending panic through the boardroom. This isn't just about a rattling engine or a slipping gear. This is the story of how the relentless pursuit of fuel economy standards and cost-cutting manufacturing merged to create a mechanical time bomb sitting in the driveways of millions of Americans. To understand the gravity of this disaster, we have to go back to the moment the decision was made to kill the V8. The narrative sold to the public was one of innovation, military-grade aluminum alloys, twin-turbocharged power, the future of towing. But behind the closed doors of the engineering labs, a different reality was taking shape. Whistleblowers describe a culture of launch now, fix later, where critical durability tests on the EcoBoost variable cam timing units were allegedly shortened to meet aggressive production deadlines. The result? The infamous cold start rattle, a sound that strikes fear into the heart of every F-150 owner, signaling that the cam phasers are failing, potentially sending metal shavings into the oil pan and starving the engine of lubrication. And yet, for years, this was labeled normal operation by dealerships instructed to deny warranty claims until the vehicles were out of coverage. This is the brutal truth of the $6 billion gamble that didn't pay off. It is a forensic accounting of failure, tracing the supply chain from the cheap plastic tensioners sourced to save pennies per unit, to the complex 10-speed transmission software that leaves drivers stranded in traffic, the truck searching for a gear that simply isn't there. We are peeling back the layers of corporate obfuscation to reveal the technical reality of the CDF drum failure inside the transmission, a small bushing that moves, blocking oil flow and burning out clutch packs in under 50,000 miles. This is not bad luck. This is calculated risk where the consumer is the collateral damage. As we dig deeper into the patent filings and the subsequent class action lawsuits, a disturbing pattern emerges. Ford knew. The internal data regarding the oil consumption issues on the 5.0 El Coyote V8, where trucks were burning a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, was available long before the technical service bulletins were quietly issued. They blamed it on PCV valves, they blamed it on dipstick calibration, they blamed it on driving habits. But the engineering documents suggest the plasma arc wire spray cylinder liner technology, intended to reduce weight, was resulting in insufficient ring sealing during high-load scenarios. The fix? A software update to increase manifold pressure during deceleration to force the rings out. A software patch for a hardware failure. This is the definition of a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. The financial implications are staggering. In Q4 of 2023 alone, the warranty accruals battered the stock price, leading CEO Jim Farley to publicly admit that their quality costs were double that of their competitors. But what does that actually mean for the guy who uses his truck for work? It means downtime. It means fighting with service advisors. It means a truck that costs $70,000 depreciating like a stone because the market is flooded with buybacks. We traveled to the holding lots in Michigan, the vast graveyards where unfinished or defective trucks sit in the rain, waiting for chips or parts, their components corroding before they are even sold. The footage you're seeing now, captured by long-range drones, shows thousands of vehicles in limbo. This is the physical manifestation of a supply chain broken by complexity and a quality assurance process that has lost its way. The 10R80 transmission, co-developed with GM, was supposed to be the holy grail of efficiency. Yet, while GM's version has had issues, Ford's implementation has been plagued by harsh shifting, hesitation, and complete loss of motive power. Why the discrepancy? The answer lies in the proprietary calibration and the specific internal components Ford chose to utilize to differentiate their product. It was a hubristic attempt to outsmart the mechanical limits of the hardware. The investigative trail leads us next to the door of the NHTSA, where investigations into loss of motive power are mounting. The recall for the fractured driven shafts, the recall for the electric parking brakes engaging while driving, the recall for the wiper motors. It creates a picture of a vehicle that is fraying at the edges. But the engine failure is the core of the rot. When a 3.5L EcoBoost fails, it is often catastrophic. We have obtained tear-down reports from independent shops across the country showing prematurely worn timing chains, stretched beyond spec due to the immense torque load and insufficient oil pressure at idle. The debris from these chains clogs the pickup tube, and the engine slowly eats itself alive. The cost to replace? Upwards of $10,000. And Ford's response has been a quietly extended warranty coverage, a customer satisfaction program, avoiding the R-word, recall, at all costs to prevent a total stock collapse. This strategy of silence is what we are dismantling today. We are looking at the frozen door latch fiasco, a problem that persisted for half a decade, where owners in cold climates couldn't close their doors or were trapped inside their vehicles. It speaks to a disconnect between the design studio in Dearborn and the reality of the environments these trucks operate in. But nothing compares to the power boost hybrid failures. The promise of an onboard generator and massive torque has been marred by the "Stop Safely Now" error message, a red alert that shuts the truck down on highways, leaving families stranded. The complexity of the hybrid system, integrated into a platform already struggling with quality, was a bridge too far. The lithium-ion battery coolant heaters failing, the heat exchangers leaking. It is a cascade of failures. Jim Farley's quality is job one. Rhetoric rings hollow when the service bays are overflowing. We interviewed a master technician with 20 years of Ford experience, whose identity we have concealed. He tells us that the flat rate time to fix these engines has been slashed, forcing mechanics to rush complex repairs, often reusing single-use bolts or gaskets, leading to repeat failures. "We're just swapping parts," he says. "We aren't fixing the root cause because the root cause is the design itself." This is the betrayed trust of the Ford faithful. The ranchers, the contractors, the fleet managers who have bought F-Series for generations are now looking at Toyota, at Ram, even at GM. The loyalty is eroding. The $6 billion figure mentioned in the title isn't clickbait. It is the tangible cost of warranty claims, buybacks, and legal settlements estimated over the life cycle of this generation of trucks. It is a tax on the company's future, siphoning money away from EV development and R&D. The irony is palpable. In trying to build the truck of the future, they forgot how to build a truck that lasts. The focus shifts now to the wet belt oil pump drive on the smaller engines. Another ticking time bomb where a belt runs in hot oil, degrading over time and clogging the engine with rubber debris. Who signed off on this? What validation process allows a rubber belt to be submerged in hot hydrocarbons for 150,000 miles? The engineering meetings where these concerns were raised and dismissed are the subject of our ongoing investigation. We have requested comments from Ford's PR department, and their response was a standard boilerplate about continuous improvement. But the TSBs tell a different story. TSB 22 to 2,224, TSB 23 to 2,351. These are not improvements. They are confessions. They are admissions that the parts put on the assembly line were not up to the task. As we look at the 2024 refresh, the question remains, have they fixed it? Or have they just put a new grille on a compromised architecture? The new 5.0 El Coyote now features dual throttle bodies and cylinder deactivation, adding more complexity to an engine that was already struggling with oil consumption. The cycle repeats. More tech, more failure points, more cost passed on to the consumer. This documentary is not just a review, it is a warning. If you're in the market for a used F-150 from 2017 to 2023, you're walking through a minefield. You need to know the build dates. You need to know the specific revision numbers of the cam phasers. You need to check the transmission software version. Without this knowledge, you are buying a liability, not an asset. The tragedy is that when the F-150 works, it is a magnificent machine. It tows beautifully, it rides like a luxury car, it has power to spare. But a truck is only as good as its weakest link, and right now, that chain is breaking. The legacy of Henry Ford was built on the Model T, a car simple enough to be fixed with a wrench and a hammer. Today's F-150 requires a laptop, a specialized toolkit, and a line of credit. The disconnect is total. We are witnessing the end of the era of the forever truck. The planned obsolescence is no longer a conspiracy theory. It is evident in the plastic oil pans that warp and leak, in the integrated exhaust manifolds that crack and cannot be replaced without replacing the entire turbo assembly. This is design disposability. And for a vehicle that symbolizes American resilience, that is the ultimate betrayal. The investigation continues, but the verdict from the repair shops is in. Ford has lost its way, and the road back is paved with broken parts and angry customers.